Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. Great pleasure to be here. So today, the tax man cometh. President Biden gave a speech today on his new infrastructure tax hike. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen formally unveiled the administration's tax hike plans in a media conference call. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo, who actually has a private sector financial background, she tried to persuade folks there's room for compromise. And the president himself swears he will talk to Republicans.
Look, what I said was I would try to work with my friends on the other side. There are things we're working on together, some of which we pass and some we will pass.
Yeah, okay, there you have it. Well, we all know that this infrastructure deal is going to be a 51-vote reconciliation package without Republicans. Okay, that's at least my view. President is, shall we say, into cognitive dissonance. Okay, I could phrase it less charitably, but I won't. Now, also today, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen published an op-ed piece in the Wall Street Journal. She put it online. It was published about 12:30 this afternoon. Let me just say at the outset, with all the phony baloney smoke blowing from various politicians in Washington, my way of thinking is real simple. A $1.3 trillion corporate tax hike is a $1.3 trillion corporate tax hike. In other words, folks, your taxes are going up big time. And there's much more coming when the Bidens get to the individual tax code and capital gains and small business. Get ready for that. But let me make this very simple. I ask you, viewers, do you believe that a $1.3 trillion tax hike will grow the economy faster or slower? I think anybody with common sense would instinctively think that a gargantuan tax hike is bad for the economy. Just saying. And again, there's another $1 trillion plus tax hike coming down the road after this one. And incidentally, the Nonpartisan Tax Foundation scores the corporate tax hike as a near 1% loss to GDP and wages and capital spending, plus about 150,000 job loss. Plus today, the Penn-Wharton model at the University of Pennsylvania also predicted a nearly 1% GDP loss stemming from this huge tax hike. The Tax Foundation's President Scott Hodge will be here in just a moment to illuminate us. Now, what I really just want to do is talk for about an hour about all my objections to the logic and the reality of the Biden-Yellen tax hikes. It is just absolutely wrong. It's been proven wrong, and I guess we're going to have to go through this again. Instead, with all humility, we're going to slice and dice it, bring in some of our experts, including one of my favorite Democrats. Meanwhile, I'm reading Janet Yellen's op-ed piece posted her midday online, Wall Street Journal. She starts off by saying, after the Trump tax cuts in 2017, the result was a dramatic reduction in corporate tax revenues. Really? But then I go and read former Senator Phil Gramm's delicious op-ed piece in the Wall Street Journal, print edition this morning. And he says the following. First, the Biden's $1.3 trillion tax hike is nearly 3 times the $409 billion that the CBO estimated for the Trump tax cut. On the other hand, GDP growth, which was projected to grow only 2.1% in 2016 for the next 3 years, actually hit 3% growth in 2018. And then the CBO responded by adding $6.2 trillion to its 10-year GDP estimate. Please follow me on this. That, by the way, showed a $1,900 increase on average for every man, woman, and child in America. But here's the thing. Hang on a minute. It's very important. CBO's $6.2 trillion add-on times a 17.5% average tax rate, which folks use, actually generated an increase of $1.1 trillion in revenues. Whoa, think of that. The Laffer curve. Lower tax rates, broaden the base, more growth, more income, more tax revenues. So, Ms. Yellen, sorry, you need to check your numbers. There's actually a dramatic increase in corporate tax revenues from the Trump tax cut. Sorry, but that's the deal. You got an excellent permanent tax staff in the building. You might want to consult with them, and they will show you the CBO revisions. Now, let me turn back to former Senator Graham's must-read op-ed piece. Folks, you must really read this. It's wonderful. He notes, real median household income in 2019 hit its highest level ever for African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and Asian American workers, as well as retirees, through the stock market, by the way. Over 50% of Americans own shares. The 2019 poverty rate reached its lowest percent in 50 years for, get this, children, the lowest ever for individuals, families, households headed by unmarried women as well. In 2019 alone, following the Trump tax cuts, real household income jumped by $4,400 for the average family. That is about a quarter more than in the entire 8-year administration of Obama-Biden. Black household income in 2019 jumped a record $3,300. Hispanics, $3,700. Asian Americans, $9,400. How much of the benefits of the corporate tax cut went to workers? Here's the deal. A CBO study estimated that 70% of the corporate income tax burden falls on workers. And academic research shows that blue-collar workers and middle-income folks would have garnered at least half, 50%, of the benefits of Trump's corporate tax cut, and probably a much higher ratio. Work on that is being done by my pal Kevin Hassett. Now, the lowest wage earners had the fastest wage growth, 10.6% at an annual rate in 2019 alone. Folks, these are factoids. They're factoids from the Federal Reserve, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the Commerce Department, the Census Bureau. They're factoids, not malarkey. Now, it's a good thing that American business are opposed to these tax hikes. They should have spoken up sooner, and some of these goofy CEOs should stay out of social policy like election reform or woke culture. Instead, they ought to be fighting for something that will actually benefit their whole communities, right? Their stakeholders, their shareholders, their workforce, their families. Send the All-Star game to China, or else put it back at Atlanta where it belongs. You know what I'm talking about.